Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in sunny and going to be unseasonably warm, at least because I think we're still in winter in my brain, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
So, anyway. I feel like Elvira because I've got this like little... My stripe is back.
Your stripe is back.
I have a rogue stripe, and now it's just doing funky things. Sorry. Me obsessed about my hair? What? Never. Not a thing. I'm checking it out. This is the problem with filming is I stare at my... Okay, Liz, hi. Okay.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there. Did I
You
mention
already
it?
said
I
that.
already said that. Okay.
I promise we're feeling better. You said that, and then
Okay.
I went off on my hair.
Yes.
So,
yes, I'm caught up now.
This is normal for the shop. Anyway, my hair's starting to get long. I'm starting to be like, for this cut. Anyway, I gotta stop talking about my hair. What I was trying to do is turn it back to Liz to talk about. So we're filming one day a week now. And so we're kind of mushing everything into one day. And we used to do a Tuesday check-in, a Wednesday like sale yarn, or just talk about products. And we honestly haven't had the time and energy to do that lately. And then a Thursday, Dear Becky and Lizzie, like advice questions and things like that. And like, at this point, it's like, what have we been working on? And people can still write in if they want to and ask us questions. And we don't have any questions today.
Nope.
So we're going to share things we've been doing and working on. And I always like to start with Liz because otherwise I would talk too much, as I'm already doing. So, Liz, what have you been working on?
I am so close to finishing one of my Christmas presents.
Like last year's Christmas present?
Yeah, this past Christmas, you know, because
I'm still working on stuff too, and I have no progress to show. So,
COVID screwed everything.
COVID.
Anyway,
COVID.
so
Grade A.
I've
not recommend.
Been working on my brother-in-law's blanket, and all.
Can you remind people what your brother-in-law's blanket was or what you were doing?
It's a Texas flag that I zoom loomed.
She made a bunch of little itty-bitty squares on that thing.
Yes, I made 92 or something. It's 8 by 12.
It's kind of like little itty-bitty weaving, right?
Yes,
kind of?
it's like tiny little weaving.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I have ends to weave in left, but yesterday I got all the squares and the star put together. So
Ta-da! That is awesome.
The blanket.
That is super,
So-
super awesome. And then look at all
These
the
are
ends.
all
to
the
weave.
ends.
Oh, and you can't even see like it doesn't totally show up, but there's tons of ends, like every
Yeah.
single square.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Oh wow.
So, every square had like 2 ends. So, one end I wove stuff together.
Yeah, you keep
stitch stuff together, and so anyway, this is my brother-in-law's blanket for Christmas. Yay!
going. It looks so cool.
So
And
it's a little blanket. I wasn't going for a big blanket because this is 92 squares. So I think 92, 96, 90. Anyway, 96.
96.
Yes, because it's 8 squares tall and it's 12 squares wide. So anyway, yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah. Yesterday, Carol asked. She goes, "Do you think you're over the whole Zoom Loom thing, or do you think you're gonna do something else?" And there's been a Zoom Loom shawl I've had in the back of my head. That the squares are set on the diagonal, so they're diamonds, and it's a triangle shawl.
Oh, that would be very cool.
So it's going to require lots.
It's going to be like a deep, wide one then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that one might be scrappy. I don't know. Haven't started it.
Yeah, you could like not solid.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a thought. I'm not like completely over the whole Zoom Loom thing. I kind of it's fun to just sit there and do the weaving. But putting it all together is exciting. So
I should say we're out of Zoom looms in the shop right now. If you want one, contact us, and I'll see about ordering some in. I don't know when we'll get them back in. But they're kind of fun and cute, and I have too many things I'm trying to attempt, so I can't add that to my list.
So, I want to say it probably wants worsted weight yarn. I used Pacific Sport, which
But you wanted a more breathable blanket,
I wanted a more
right?
breathable blanket because my brother-in-law doesn't like hot stuff. So, the weaving, the reason I wove it instead of crocheted it is because crochet would have been thicker and warmer, and the weaving is a nice thin lightweight. Did you feel this? Like, I mean, just it's wonderful. So,
It's nice.
yeah. So
He could just put it over his lap.
yeah, it's either a lap blanket or put on the back of the couch or, just something little. So, yeah.
And that's been like all of your energy right now, right? Have you done anything
This
else?
weekend, all I did was finish squares. In fact, it took longer than this weekend, or finished sewing the stripes on. Each 8 square stripe took me about a half hour to sit there and whip stitch all the the squares together, and then each stripe adding it to the length of the body took me about a half hour. So,
It's a lot of work.
yeah, it was, and because I'm needing my reading glasses.
No, yeah, show
my-
off
my
your
bifocals.
Bifocals.
So I have my readers, and they just I have bifocals now.
Wait, do that again, because I don't know if can people see it. I can't see it, but I'm not close enough. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yes, she has
So,
layers of
I
reading
have
glasses.
2 layers, and actually it works really, really well. So I have all different colors of them now. So, but
They're very cute.
It helps
Very,
me
very
see all the little holes that I need to, Yeah. So
I kind of went in the opposite direction, and I've been like madly, furiously working on too many projects all at once, kind of, and finishing and other. Yeah, no. But it was like I had some, and I'm kind of more low energy now, and I wonder if that's because over the weekend I was like, I'm gonna do all the things. Like I didn't do as much cleaning maybe as I needed to, but I worked on lots of projects and lots of stuff.
we've had a couple of late nights.
Yeah, that has to do with the video. That has to do with the phone game we're playing.
A much more
which
frightening reason.
I am not going to tell you what game we're playing because I am not endorsing this game or being paid to talk about this game. We're just addicted, and you
It's a
should
problem.
not get addicted to it.
No.
So I didn't get as far as I wanted to on something last night because I was playing this game. Anyway, but I'm trying to take like the positive tack on that I took a break from knitting. Da da. But anyway, I blocked 2 things this weekend. Look at me go.
Yeah, I know, and they were gorgeous.
And okay, so the first one is I blocked this. I blocked my Dingley Dell because I'm wearing it. That's why it's my first one. I actually blocked it second. I blocked my shawl first. But I just wanted to show you all like the lovely drape that
The
this
drape
has.
is awesome.
Like the stitches were not completely, and they still are a little irregular, but they feel flatter now. This is the Harriet Fine. It's the Dingley Dell by Isabel Kramer. It's got a really cool shoulder construction where it looks like a set-in shoulder, but it was done top down. The stitches were more bumpy, is how I would say. Like the stitches are not completely regular right now, but the stitches were more of a bumpy if I look down at my sweater, not if I look at how perfect every single V is. It was a little more bumpy, and now it's really smooth. Like, it's really neat how blocking can fix things or can change things. So I did the whole thing where I measured the sweater before I soaked it. And when I laid it out afterwards, I might have gotten a little more length out of it. But I really didn't have to shove it back into shape. I just laid it out. Like I spun it out in my washing machine. That's what I do when I wet block. I laid it out. I flipped it over for overnight, and I flipped it back again in the morning, and it was almost dry, but I let it go for a little bit longer. But the drape is fantastic now. It is so
gorgeous.
soft and lovely. I am absolutely loving how it came out. Like, I'm probably going to wear it today because I have a sleeveless dress underneath, and it's gonna get warm today. but it's still not full-blown spring summer. So the other thing I aggressively blocked this one. So this guy, I gently laid out, and when I flipped it over for the evening and went to the bathroom to do my, getting ready for bed routine and came back out, it was rumpled because it wasn't laid out nice because the cat had decided to lay on it. And then when I opened the door, he went, ah! And he snagged it. I haven't fixed the snag in the back, but that's okay. It's not that noticeable. I blocked my Room with a View by Lisa Hahn, and I aggressively blocked this sucker. Like, I pulled it and pinned it, and if you look on Instagram, you can see it. And what I would do is for both the top I'm wearing and for this, go back and look at old videos to see, like, this got a lot bigger, right?
Here, come this way.
Come towards you?
Yep, there you go. Now we can put the whole thing in there.
And look, you can see through it now because I stretched it a lot. But hopefully, like, here, let me, like...
The lace work sings. Or not the lace work, the mosaic.
Yeah. It really... It helped with the going from the mosaic back to the garter. The garter at the top was a little bit wrinkly, like ruffly, and it helps with that. And now, like, we had the discussion on Knit Night that I don't really look forward to wearing asymmetrical shawls like this. I like making them. I like the process, but not always wearing them because it's like, well, how do I wear it? And people were trying to come up with solutions, and that's not what I was looking for. Like, this kind of works. It kind of goes a little to the side. It's just, I like my symmetrical ones. Hang on. A little bit more, just because I like having the symmetry when I throw it around my neck. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty. They're both pretty. Together, they're really busy. That's okay.
Stripes.
Stripes in opposite directions. Too many stripes. Stripes on stripes on stripes. I took a picture of this yesterday, and I was wearing a striped dress underneath, and it was like, wee. But, so I was very proud of myself that I blocked two things. I still need to weave in the ends on this one. I wove in the ends before I blocked the top. I didn't weave in my ends partially from laziness, which is really not full laziness. It is... It is too much going on in my life. But this one was one skein of each yarn, so there were only ends to weave in, like at the beginning and end. It wasn't going to distort the shape of this to block it without the ends woven in. This one had ends wherever I changed yarn, which could have pulled the gaps bigger when I blocked it, or when it was spun out, or whatever.
Yeah. And
so I wove the ends in before I blocked this one. So people sometimes ask, when do I weave the ends in, before or after? And
it kind of depends on personal preference and what the ends are.
Yes. And I could have, like, in general, if you have the time and energy, weaving in ends before you block something, it can help. Like, this one didn't need the ends woven in. It wasn't going to change how it blocked. However, I like to spin things out in the washing machine, and weaving these ends in would keep them from getting stuck. They did not get stuck in the washing machine, but it would have kept it from getting caught in the washing machine. So when I weave ends in before blocking, I try not to snip them too short. I leave them a little dangly so that if there's pull when it's being blocked, it's not going to pull out, or when it's soaking, or when it's spinning, or whatever. So, other things that I did, I went back to, this made it through the cut, and then I realized I didn't have any more of the yarn right now. This is also Harriet Fine, from Juniper Moon. I was doing the lace fan, feather fan lace shawl, something like that, by Rafa Musa Designs. And it should, I went until I ran out of yarn. It should be bigger than this. It will block, that's how much is left of my skein. I stopped when I knew I probably couldn't make it across another row. It's supposed to take 2 skeins of yarn. It's really pretty. It's crochet. It's really, really pretty. It's not super hard once you get the hang of it. I'm thinking about maybe doing a class on this at some point. And that's not necessarily going to be an online class. Contact us if you'd like that. It won't be free videos because this is someone's design. But it was fun. And look at that. It's really pretty. I haven't done the outside edging because I'm hoping when we get more in, it will not be a horrible match dye lot wise and I can keep going. But this is how far I got. I finished that over the weekend. I was using, just happened to be a matching hook from Prim because it said to use an E. And I'm a loose crocheter, full disclosure. While on the topic of crochet, sorry, I yanked on that.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I'm piddling around with a couple other crochet projects at the shop. Liz found out that March is National Crochet Month. So, trying to get some other crochet things in. I frogged a crocheted bag last month in Finish or Frog It February. And I was looking for, it's like maybe I still will use the frogged yarn to make a bag. So I've started, it's not at the fun part yet, but this is the Wave Market bag. It kind of looks like leaves or ferns in it. And I am hoping to make a bag using my frogged yarn. And it starts at the bottom. So this is all I've gotten done. You start with one single line of crochet and you go around both sides. So that's the bottom seam. And you do increases around the outside corners. So this is almost as wide as the bottom will be. And then I'll start going in half double crochets in a circle, like an oval, to start building up the sides. And then I'll get to the fun part. So I'm not to the fun part yet. Stay tuned. And then I was looking for something to make with the Cumulus dappled that we have. And I have a project that is on hold because I found errors, what I think are errors in the pattern, for what I'm using for the Cumulus dappled, which is our super soft cotton. But I also found this. This is called Despina. I'm trying to make sure that you all see some of it. And it's by Claudia Wersing. And it is with a solid Cumulus. And you make these little hexagons. I know this doesn't really look like a hexagon yet. When I attach it and stretch it, it will. And then you make like 40 plus of these and you sew them together to get this. You were going to say something, Liz?
It's a lacy hexagon.
Mm-hmm. But they look like little snow stars, almost snowflakes. But I'm doing it in one of our minty colors of Cumulus. It's so soft. And we'll see. I think I'm going to piddle away at that at the shop a little bit. The last thing, I can't remember all the things I'm working on, but this might be enough for now. We moved the clock. I can't tell what time it is, Liz.
I know. I was looking at your watch for a hot second, and then, oh, I see the clock.
Well, and we can see on there how long we've been filming for. We got a new cotton in. I suppose we could show off the colors and stuff, but maybe next week. I don't know. Yeah. We got a new cotton in from Cascade. It is a sport weight cotton. It has a nice twist to it. Let's see, I've got a full skein in here. It's called Botanica. And we have, I want to say, 16 colors of it, which is kind of cool. It's this organic cotton. I keep wanting to say Botanica, but Botanica with a K. It has like a nice twist to it. It's a tighter twist cotton, so it's not like the Cumulus with the fluffiness. But it's, for cotton, it's pretty soft. 328 yards. Like these little balls, they're so cute, but they're 100 grams. 328 yards per. What's neat about it, it's organic cotton that they're dyeing from natural sources. So it's got a really soft color palette, and some are speckled, like the one I'm knitting with, and some are not. But they're all from, I think they're named after what was used to dye them, which I think is kind of cool. So I said, of course, I have to make some kind of sample with this. And I found a pattern online that is a top with a lot of texture in it, because, really good stitch definition with this yarn, because it's a tight twist. So I found a pattern that was for like a fingering or lace weight held with a mohair, and I'm like, I'm not holding it with the mohair if it's summer top, because mohair is hot. it was essentially calling it the combo of sport weight on a size 8 needle. I had to go up to a size 9 to get gauge. So there, it's got a loose stitch definition, but look at that. That actually shows up really well on camera. Look at that. Ta-da.
It does.
Let me find, it's called the Sommernuss. Sommerknus. And it's got texture that goes all the way down. Like once I hit sleeve separation, there'll be some stockinette, but there'll still be some more texture, which will keep me going on when I'm on Torso Island. But I do, look at that. I really like how it's gonna be, we'll see when I'm done if it's see-through or not. If I feel like I have to wear like a cami under it. But there's a purl bump row, and then there's ribbing. And now I'm just finishing with the eyelet section. All of this, and I still have this much left of my first ball. According to the yardage on the pattern, I should only need 3 of these for a short sleeve top for me. And I'm making the extra large size. That goes up to a 2X. I'm making the extra large 48-inch bust. Now, the full disclaimer, they admit, like, if you change yarn, it may change how much yarn you need. So we make rough estimations based on the yardage in the pattern, but oftentimes we're changing the yarn from the pattern because there's so many yarns out there. We have a massive
needle sizes, everything.
We have a massive amount of yarn in this shop, and we still don't have everything that's out there. We're not even remotely close. And we have people who come in to shop who are used to there only being like 3 companies that make yarn, and so we must have everything. No, we don't. But
We would love to have everything.
we have what we think is a nice range, and like if we had everything, this is already overwhelming for us to keep track of. So this is fun. I'm doing all of these fun things all at once. Ooh, last thing I want to show.
While you're finding that, I will put a note on my blanket. I'm not blocking it. Like, it doesn't need to be blocked.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And there's like, these nails are coming off. There's some crochet and some knit that don't need to be blocked.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay.
Like, your lace shawl will sing when it's blocked.
Because that will open up all the lace work and give it more air to breathe.
But your crocheted bag might not need to be.
I don't think I'm going to block my crochet bag, yeah. So the last thing I want to show you, I was so hoping I'd get to the lace section on this, but I am making a cowl. It's called Sonatine. I'm like, Sommernuss Sonatine. Sonatine by D. O'Keefe. And it's a whole bunch of garter, and then there's a lace section, and that's what I picked. I picked these 2 colors to go together, like one of the new feeder books that changes colors, and it's beautiful and fiery. And Fern feeder book solid. And at first I was going to do color work, and wouldn't that be pretty? And instead I picked something, I was like, I have to go back to something small. And I could do a cowl with color work, but instead, I picked the Sonatine by D. O'Keefe has some garter rows for the majority of it, which will let this color shine. And then it has lace work, which I'm going to do in the solid, so the solid can pop against this. But lace work with a color-changing yarn, it's always, it's not that you can't do it. And it might look awesome. I like to do busy pattern with a simpler yarn and simple pattern with a busy yarn is my personal preference.
It's going to show up better.
Yeah. But you can still do it. I tried doing a cable pattern with one of the feeder books because I was like, it'll change color and it'll work. And it kind of did, but I wasn't happy with it. That didn't make it through last February's frog. But I'm almost to the spot where I get to start the lace work. But look how pretty that is to show off this new color.
That purple, the camera does not do it justice.
It's
it is like
neon.
electron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Highlighter purple.
And then this is going to come in. I have 8 more rows, which might get me to this part of the ball, but might not. I'm on kind of a quiet section of the color to juxtapose with this. But you know what? I'm gonna let go of any like misgivings I have and just continue. But it's been going quickly. I just started playing this game on my phone last night and didn't do this instead. So it's a thing. So those are the big things that I'm working on. There's lots of things I'm trying to pull in. Oh, one more thing. And another thing. It's over there. I gotta go get it. I made progress on my Tecumseh, and I have to show you because Kathleen was like, I really want you to work on that. And I went, maybe I'll work on that. Let me show you. I got just a little bit done, but like, let me, there's explanations, but hang on. So, hey Liz, do you want to tell them about our 1 time a week sit and stitch and our Sunday one?
Yes.
While I go get this?
Our normal sit and stitch has been pulled back to Tuesday nights from 7 to 8 Eastern time. We had a really good group on last Tuesday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah. And then, so that'll be next Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And the once a month sit and stitch is Sunday.
This Sunday! March 17th. The Sunday. 17th.
It'll be from 2 to 4 Eastern time. Mm-hmm. And you get in with the shop phone number 828-877-3550 on Zoom. And if you want to just watch Facebook Live and type comments to Rebecca, that's on Facebook.
Yep. So I have both things going. So the Tecumseh is a colorwork sweater that I started a while ago.
Yeah.
And it made it through, like, I've done too much work on this. I'm going to finish it. It is with Jody Long Alba. It's by Caitlin Hunter.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's, you helped me pick out the colors. I wasn't so sure about the red, and I'm loving it now. I was up here before, like, one of the things I like about it is there's color work past sleeve separation. Like, this looks like it's under sleeve separation, but sleeve separation is right at the second row of the 2 patterns. There's sleeve separation. And then there's one more set, and then you're supposed to go to like 9 inches past sleeve separation. I may go longer, but there will be more color work on the sleeves as well, which is super exciting for me because that keeps me going. But I'm almost through this last section of color work down here. Maybe by next week, if I focus on this, I can try it on without sleeves or, with the sleeves in progress. I think I mentioned this last week. I'm really trying to balance my work between old and new. And part of that, I think, is going to have to be picking like one old project and working on it till it's done, while all my new projects go wee. Because otherwise, I'm going to have more stuff stacked up for next February. But I'm really going to try that. And I think as much as like I'm excited because the Goldwing is at its sleeves too, this one's older and I think deserves my respect.
It's older and it's going to keep you interested because of the color work. And yeah, you kind of don't do well without complication.
Let's have an intervention here. No, or just a reality check. What I will say is the Alba has like 382 yards on it. These are still my first balls of the red and the mossy color. It's more grello than it shows up on camera. And I have done all this. I should not need more than 1 skein of the contrast colors. I have a butt ton of the blue in here. And I'd have to look at where my ends are to see how many. I think I'm at least on my second ball.
You're probably on your second ball with the 300, yeah.
But look at how much I've gotten out of it. It's so scrumptious. And it's really soft. And I'm very happy with it. So I want to make sure I showed off that I am working on some of the things that made it through Finish or Frog It. This one was not finished until March. But it was, and now it's blocked. So, I'm very excited that Finish or Frog It has helped me move forward. Last thing before we sign off is I now have the virtual classes for Brioche. And I don't have any Brioche here to show you. I mean, we've got Brioche other places. Actually, one of the things that I finished These both
It's
have
naked.
These both have brioche, and now he's totally naked. Naked. Brioche. We did the brioche bandana cowl, which is reversible to some level, as a make-along a few years ago. And this time I'm just doing a basic brioche make-along, which is based on skills. Brioche is like a ribbing that that's reversible using 2 colors. The kind I like. You can do brioche with 1 color. I like 2-color brioche. I think it's really fun. I'm doing classes that are on building your skills in brioche. And then if you want to do your own project, I have the door open for what project. It's not one project, because we did this one and it was popular, but not so much so. Because it's like not everyone wants to make a cowl. What was neat about this one is Lavagna Patricella has published this in different weights. Not all in the same pattern. You have to find the right weight for what you want to make. So I thought that gave enough options. And this time I'm leaving the door wide open. I have a short list of what I'd like to do, what I recommend that involves sweaters, and there's a cowl on the list. This one can be on the list if you want. There's shawls. There's all kinds of things with brioche, and there's a lot of designers who like to use brioche. The classes we're going to do in class on in person on Saturdays every 2 weeks starting March 23rd. We're going to do virtual the next day on Sunday from like 1 to 3. And that's going to start on March 24th, and it's going to be every 2 weeks. We've got the first session is on brioche in the round, because I think it's the easiest way to learn it. And then brioche flat is 2 weeks after that. And then fixing mistakes, basic brioche mistakes, is 2 weeks after that. And because I don't remember all the dates, it's online. And then increasing and decreasing brioche is 2 weeks after that. And that's like, by that point, we're like heading into the yarn crawl, which is like, whoa, Western North Carolina yarn crawl. So I have a listing online for the online classes if you'd like to participate. It's going to be like the fall stuff where it's kind of a lecture series where you'll be on mute and I'll talk about stuff and show you all stuff, and you can chime in with chat questions, or at the end we can have a time for question and answer as well. It's $25 a session, or you can get all 4 sessions for $90, and that's available in our online shop. If you buy it, then I will add you to the list and I will contact you as it approaches. Again, it's going to be on skill building, so you can either watch and I will send you a link to the video recording later if you purchase it. You can try some skills along with me if you like, but we're not going to be working on a big, huge thing like a sweater. We're just going to be talking about skills.
I will note one thing. Brioche, even flat brioche, like brioche in the round is circular needles. Flat brioche cannot be done on straight needles.
Yeah, well, all of this, I will have supply lists for you.
Yeah.
Brioche, you have to do each round twice. And if you're doing it flat, you have to have the ability to slide back and redo it. So yes, it has to be on round or double point needles to do brioche, whether it is in the round or flat. And so there's more info about supplies that will be helpful on our online calendar. But if the online listing in our online shop, not to get too complicated here, is just for purchasing stuff, it may or may not have excessive amounts of detail on it. But contact us with questions. This Sunday is just the sit and stitch. We're not going to be teaching brioche. And then the next Sunday is when we start doing the classes. So there's still time to sign up. I'm going to start contacting the people who've signed up early next week to say, hey, if you need supplies for the first session, here you go. Here's the list. May not give you enough time to buy supplies from us, but you may already have the supplies. You don't have to buy the supplies from us to take the virtual class. We have people from all over the world who take the virtual class, and we only ship in the US. So, you don't have to use our supplies. And how could we regulate that anyway? You don't have to use our supplies to take the in-person class. The in-person class is almost booked up. That has a person limit based on our table and my energy to work one-on-one with people. The virtual classes are limitless, so you can buy that online. For in-person, you got to contact me. Anyway, we should go open up. Oh, look,
Yep.
It's like 2 minutes to 10. We got to go.
The bells.
You heard the bells because
heard the
the
bells.
church goes ahead of us. Okay, we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Wait, say your spiel.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
We're getting really close to 1,900 subscribers, which means we're getting close to 2,000. And then we'll have a sale just for YouTube people. Bye.